Hey lovely people, Paul Phoenix coming at you today with a brand new video. Today is just going to be a quick video with a little update for Killer, and also just to say I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support that you've given Killer and that you've given me. It is really awesome and I truly wasn't expecting it. As I said before, I promise I won't disappoint you guys with this game. I've had an absolute ton of emails and I've read all the comments that you guys have left. And seriously, man, there's some really good ideas. Some fantastic ideas. Now, what we're going to do here is, as you guys know, the 1950s map is going to be the Hookman Killer and the small town. The 1960s map is going to be the clown and the circus, which will have sort of surrounding wooded area. Now, 1970s, we were talking about the desert with mines and stuff like that, you know, that's sort of like Hills of Eyes style. And for the 80s, we were going to have the redwood forest, and for the 90s, we were going to have a sort of 90s suburban area. But after a lot of the suggestions that you guys are given, I'm starting to think that, yeah, it might be worth changing the 70s, 80s and 90s maps and killers. It seems that you guys definitely want big, iconic looking, sort of elaborate killers, which I agree with. You know, for a video game, you need that. That's what makes it fun. So, yes, I am going to rethink the killers, and I will update you guys with that. At the moment, you've got to realise that I'm paying for the concept art out of my own pocket. And as I should be, you know, I'm the one that wants the game to be made. But the problem is, at the moment, I'm giving my concept artist a little break from doing any more art, because at the moment, at the rate this is going, I'm going to be bankrupt. So we'll give you a little bit more info. First things first, actually, I was just thinking, I will be changing the logo. Now, I have to be honest, I love the logo. I love the blood with the butcher knife, but that isn't the final logo. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to have it sort of similar, or if I'm actually going to completely rethink the logo. Like, again, you guys have come up with some fantastic ideas for logos. We'll have to see about that one. I am going to tell you guys about some of the kills that we've got. I wanted to give you guys something new. We have, this is a graveyard kill, specifically a gravestone and an empty grave. So, the killer slams the victim's face onto the gravestone, breaking his teeth and his jaw, then throws the victim into the empty grave. He then kicks and breaks the gravestone, which then falls onto the victim's face, finally killing the victim. Here's a little one here. This was an idea for the desert and the minecart, which is basically in which the killer slams the victim's head onto the rail and then runs over it with the minecart, which would be quite funny. And it basically just goes and splatters everywhere. This is one of our weapon kills, the shovel more specifically. The killer smacks the victim in the face with the shovel. The victim falls down onto his front. Then the killer puts the shovel onto the back of the victim's neck and pushes it tightly, with the victim in a great deal of pain and distress. And then he slams his foot onto the shovel, decapitating the victim, and their head sort of rolls off. Very nice. Next one. The killer grabs the victim's head and begins to tear the head upwards, slowly ripping their throat and their neck off their body. While the victim is trying to scream, it actually gets to the point where they're still screaming while their voice box is getting literally ripped in half, and then finally pulls it off and the body falls down. The killer looks at the victim's face while he holds the head, and then he throws it. Next one, the killer punches into the victim's mouth all the way down their throat, ripping through their stomach in the insides to grab the victim's heart, in which he then pulls the heart back out of the victim's mouth. The victim obviously falls down. The killer looks at the heart, squeezes it until it pops, and then drops it on the floor, and that's it. I picked these ones out because I just thought they were really funny. And then we have the kill that you guys have already seen. Well, a concept anyway. in which the clown uses his mallet to literally obliterate the victim's head, and then blood squirts out, eyes everywhere. I mean, you've got to remember, guys, you can't always be as violent as you want. There's always, you know, because you do have to try and get under a certain age rating. I mean, like the Human Centipede 2, I mean, that was fucking disgusting. And I'm pretty sure I saw the cut version. It wasn't even the uncut version. I still remember afterwards thinking, yeah, I ain't watching the uncut one. Fuck that shit. But we'll have to see. One question that we've had that's been quite popular is, are we going to use stamina? Now, we wanted to sort of we were thinking if we should keep a lid in this, but we thought maybe it's best to just be upfront about all of it. So, no, we're not using stamina. Now, I know you might go, oh, that's a bit, but we figured the problem with stamina is what triggers people to get extremely angry, because you got to think, you're running along, your stamina goes off, the killer's still behind you. It is a bit like, oh, fuck's sake, you know what I mean? And then you just end up wanting to rage quit. So we're gonna have it so there isn't any stamina. You can run and run and run. It still doesn't mean that the killer can't catch you. It still means that you have to play well in order to escape the killer. Also, weapon health will have a meter, so obviously whatever weapon you're holding, you will be able to see what's left of it. Say you've got a weapon and someone uses it and then drops it, and then you pick it up, and then you see that weapon sitting on the ground next to another weapon, but you pick up the used weapon and there's only half of it left. Well, now you'll know, because it will be on the meter, because then you can just say, oh, well, this is going to last 2 seconds, so then you can pick up the other weapon which has got full health. And the last thing I'm going to mention is I've had quite a few of you asking to be on the killer team. Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? The killer team. Killer team. And the answer is, guys, yeah, of course you can. I know that might sound a bit odd, but, you know, seriously, guys, we are always looking for new team members. The reason for this is when creating a team, and especially like in my time developing, I have found that a lot of games that are getting made do have team members that just fall out for no reason, or drop out for no reason, should I say. And I think it's always best to have a good amount of people on your team to really sort of, you know, make sure sort of you've always got someone. You never know what someone could bring to the table. I've seen some amazing map makers and 3D modelers or sculptors and coders and animators. There's some really, you know, it's yeah, obviously we want Killer to be as awesome as it can be. So, of course, if anyone wants to come to the team, and there's been quite a few people that have asked, and I've actually looked through all of their portfolios, and I've got to be honest, fuck it, some of these guys really know how to sculpt. So yeah, guys, you're more than welcome to send your portfolios over. Send them over to my Yahoo address, and I promise I'll give every single one a look, and I'll get back to you within a day at the latest. Well, that about covers it, guys. So yeah, as I said, really appreciate the support. You guys are really awesome. You're the ones that give me the confidence to do this, and I appreciate it. I really do. All right. So, as usual, guys, take care of yourselves, stay out of trouble, and I will see you in the next video.